Testing. Hello everyone. Thank you for hopping onto this meeting. Today we are going to be discussing marketing strategies and I'm just kidding. I'm just messing. I don't know what it is, but my mom and I recently, anytime we have a phone call with each other or we're texting each other, we'll say, hey, do you have time for a quick Teams meeting at 1:32 p.m. or like, I don't know, something so random like that. I don't know what it is, but we just think it's hilarious. I don't know why I felt the need to tell you guys that. Anywho, hello everyone. Today I am gonna be doing a really fun reading challenge. I don't know if I would consider this a challenge so much as more of just a reading vlog actually. This is definitely more just like a reading vlog. If you guys saw my last video that I posted pulling my TBR for the month of March. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out because it's actually a really fun one. I use a number generator wheel to pick my reads and I incorporate a fun little twist too that I think you guys might like. So go check that out. I feel like this reading vlog will help me get through my TBR for the month for sure. At least a couple of the books that are on my TBR. Today we're going to be reading my highest rated and lowest rated book on my TBR for the month. Crowd goes wild. Such a cool idea, yes. I know that y'all have seen this before with other booktubers and creators, but I figured I would do it just for funsies and to help get through my TBR. I've gone ahead and checked out the average rating for each of the 5 books on my TBR this month, so I'll go ahead and pull them up now. So we'll just go highest rated to lowest rated real quick. The highest average rating on Goodreads out of the 5 books on my TBR is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This one I'm super pumped about because I've heard pretty good things about it, and then I've also heard like you either are gonna love it or you might hate it. So I'm intrigued to know what my thoughts are on this book. So I have it right here ready to go in case I want to start that one first. Next highest is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. In third place is The Final Gambit with 4.14 stars. In fourth place is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana with 4.12 stars. And then in fifth place is Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi with 3.86 stars, which honestly really shocked me. Before I looked up all of the average ratings of these books on Goodreads, I truly thought that Shatter Me was going to be the top one. Either that one or maybe The Final Gambit, just because The Final Gambit is the 3rd book in a series and a lot of people love the Inheritance Game series. So I was like, I would have thought that that one would have been number 1 out of all these books and that Shatter Me would have been up there as well. I don't know. I was really shocked to see that Shatter Me was the lowest rated out of the 5 books that I pulled. But I did also pull some really popular reads for my March TBR, so they're all still really good ratings. I'm not shocked by the ratings that all of these ones got. They are still really, really high ratings, I feel like, especially for Goodreads, because some people are ruthless on Goodreads. Let's just say that. I've got both books here right now ready to go. Sometimes I like to change it up and go from the physical book to the audio book while I'm doing things around the house, or honestly at night sometimes I'll do like a last minute Kindle ad. For right now, I've got both physical for these books. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with Every Summer After. I feel like I'm just kind of more in that romance kind of mood. So I'm excited to start this one. I'm gonna go ahead and start it now while I have a little bit of time before making dinner. And I guess I'll keep you guys updated as I am reading it. Let's go. So I'm low-key having flashbacks already right now. I heard recently that a lot of people feel like this book is very similar to Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, but I wanted to give this book the benefit of the doubt and read it very open-mindedly. I'm literally on chapter 2 right now, and I feel like a couple of things that have already been like said, I'm just like, What's going on? What's going on here? I did love Love in Other Words, so I'm curious to see what my thoughts are on this one, or if maybe my perception of this one is swayed a little bit just because of that. So I'm gonna keep on reading and see where it takes me, I guess. You guys, I had to pause really quick to ask if you've ever tried these. Went to the Sam's Club last night and this bag right here. This was a craving that I was like, we need to pick that up. They have it and we need it. So it's called GH Cretters. Handcrafted small batch popcorn, cheese and caramel mix. Emphasis on the cheese and caramel mix. Yo, oh my God. It's so delicious. I don't know what they put in here, but it's so freaking good. I could eat half this bag. Like, this is a Sam's Club size bag and I could just, I'm going in tonight. Like, that's embarrassing. Anyway, I'm gonna snack and continue reading. Also, very weird ick of mine, if the very edges of chip bags aren't pulled all the way out. It's like, I don't know if it's like an OCD thing or what, but it needs to be fully open. Same with like cereal bags, any type of packaging I'm so weird about. But this is what it looks like. Oh my gosh, what a glorious evening. TTYL. Filling it, gents. Hello everyone, it is Saturday. Wanted to give you a quick update on everything I've been kind of doing with this reading blog situation. So update on Every Summer After. I started listening to a little bit of it yesterday just because I have the Spotify audiobooks that I can use. So I listened to a little bit yesterday while I was folding laundry and going through clothes in my closet. Y'all should see the pile of stuff that I'm like just ready to get rid of and donate. I don't really like anything that I have to wear. Like, I need to just revamp everything, but we won't talk about that. Do you guys ever like get started on one thing and then you're like, let's just clean out every single cabinet in the house. Let's clean out my closet and just get rid of everything. I do that often. I don't know what it is. It's an odd thing. I don't have my tripod, so I'm just gonna have to sit you here for a quick second. So I am currently on Every Summer After. This was the highest rated book out of my TBR for the month. I listened to a little bit yesterday and I'm now in chapter 11 now. So I believe I am a little over halfway through the book actually. I didn't even realize I've kind of like flown through this book, but I wanted to give you a quick update and kind of my thoughts so far. I am loving the dual timeline. I love that so much. One True Loves, I believe, is a dual timeline. Love in Other Words, which this gives kind of that vibe, but it's not exact. It's not the same, at least not yet. Like, there are some differences, thankfully, because at first I was a little bit worried. I was like, is this going to throw me off from this book if it's too similar to Love in Other Words? But I'm starting to attach to the characters a little bit more. Yeah, like I'm starting to understand their personalities, and I mean, I can't put it down. That's obvious enough because I just started it, I think, on Thursday. Yeah, I think I started it late Thursday. It's Saturday and I'm over halfway through. So I feel like I am like flying through it. I can't put it down. I listened to it this morning a little bit when I was getting ready and like didn't want to stop when I was done getting ready. So I am going to read a little bit more now because there's a baseball game on. Tyler's downstairs watching the baseball game. So I'm just going to probably put some headphones on, get to reading some more physically because I'm in a really good spot right now where I feel like physically reading it is going to just hit different, you know, like chef's kiss, hit different. I'm going to continue on with this, and then at some point I will be starting Shatter Me, which is technically the lowest rated book on my TBR. I'm hoping to finish this book maybe by tomorrow, at least by Monday. If nothing else, I hope to have it done by Monday, if not tomorrow, which is Sunday. Let's go ahead and keep on reading, okay? Hello guys, quick update from the last time that I caught up with you for this reading vlog. I think the last thing that we spoke about was me finishing Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I hope I updated you on that. If I didn't, I apologize, but I'm gonna update you now on my thoughts on it. I'm gonna wait on the rating still. I know I said that last time. I may wait on giving you guys my rating for it because I still have like some simmering to do. But in regards to my quick thoughts on it, after finishing it last night, there was something that happens at the end, or obviously close to the end, that like just kind of gave me the like icky feeling. And it sucks because I really loved like the first full half of the book. Honestly, the first 75%, and then you find out a couple things that happen, and I don't know. Like, I get that they were young kids and you make stupid decisions as a human being and all of that stuff. I totally understand, and like not all books can be perfect. Like, that's the whole point of like reading these stories and stuff. Like, I don't know. I was a little upset about one thing, but I still really enjoyed the book. So I'm still simmering on my rating, and I'll be circling back at a later date. But I am currently now on Shatter Me, which is the lowest rated book on my TBR for this month. And let's see, I am currently in chapter 11. I'm on page 63 right now. This is an odd one. This one is definitely an odd one, but I'm liking it so far. Even on the front of the book, you see how there's like that phrase right there that's scratched out. It says my touch is lethal, and it's scratched out, and then it says my touch is power. That's throughout the whole book. And at the very beginning of the book, the author does have a section that states, it says, "Dear reader, the strike-throughs in the Shatter Me books are intentional. The writing in this series is occasionally as erratic as its main character and serves as a visual representation of the chaos in Juliet's mind." And it also goes on to state that like the repetition and all the numbers and stuff are part of the story and how her mind is at the beginning of the book. There's going to be a lot more of it at the beginning, and as you see the main character grow, there'll be less and less repeated phrases and words, as well as like less strike throughs and stuff like that. So you can see like throughout the book there's like different strike throughs, which I think is actually so cool. And being 60-ish pages in, I understand why the author is trying to do that. Some people could hate that just because it might seem a little unnecessary, but I do think what the author is doing is totally necessary for the main character. Obviously, I feel like I might feel that way even more as I get further into the book and see her character development. But I think it's really interesting that you can kind of see like the chaos and like turmoil going on inside her head of her saying one thing and then scratching it out like in her head and then doing another, or like trying to make herself think a different way. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm gonna read a little bit more right now. I might get through the rest of chapter 11 real quick and then do a little bit of cleaning. Might listen to some of the audiobook while I get some cleaning done, and then I'll catch back up with you guys again. Also, the chapters are pretty short, which I love. I love a short chapter, and the font is like good size. So I feel like I will get through this book pretty quickly. It's also enticing me a lot because I haven't read a dystopian in a long time. I'm actually like really intrigued by this book, and I feel like once I get a little bit further, it's going to be harder and harder for me to put it down. So I'll keep you guys updated on this one, and we'll see what happens. So bright. I have my cookie and I'm so happy right now. I'm living my best life. lifed. Wow. I am on chapter 23 of Shatter Me now, and I have some thoughts. It's extremely fast paced, and I really haven't been able to put it down since I picked it back up today. So I'm honestly really enjoying it. When there's grammatical errors, it's on purpose, but my grammar Nazi mind is not allowing it to be okay. So when I'm reading it through, it's like throwing me for a loop. Through a loop, for a loop, whatever. You get what I'm saying. I am thriving, living my best life. I've got my coconut cookie, and I have a serene lake on the television. I don't know if you guys do that as well, like turn on the serene backgrounds with relaxing music or fireplaces while you read, but I'm obsessed with them. Crazy. But yeah, so I'm vibing. This is a great Monday night, and I'm vibing with this book too, so I'll continue to keep you guys updated as I get through it. Okay, so I have an update on the highest rated book on my TBR and the lowest rated book on my TBR. I finally finished Shatter Me last night, and I have some thoughts on both of the books. I actually have both of them right here. This is my March TBR, physical TBR, of what we pulled in my TBR video. So these are the two that I have checked off, which is so exciting because it's only, what is today? It's March 12th, and I've only got 3 books technically left on my TBR, not including my book club books that I need to read for the month. So that is so exciting for me. I'm actually so proud of that because I finished both of these books in, I think, less than a week, maybe. When did I even start this? I can't remember the dates and all of that, but I read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, which is the highest rated book on my TBR for March. And then the lowest rated book was Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. And I have some thoughts on both. I thought this was really fun. Obviously, it's very hard to compare these two books just because they are completely different reads, but I think that makes it even more fun. Starting with Every Summer After, I really enjoyed this book. I do feel like it was pretty similar to Love in Other Words, but not too close to where I was mad about it. I will say in the very beginning, I was honestly super anxious and worried and was this is giving copyright. This is giving plagiarism. What's going on? I think on Goodreads, I ended up giving it a 4-star because I rounded up with it. I gave it a couple days to just think on my rating for it because I didn't really enjoy the ending of the book, if I'm being totally honest. A lot of the booktubers that I follow actually gave this one a 5-star. For one, I didn't get the 5-star feeling with this one, and also there's something that happens that you find out at the very end of the book that I just I don't know, I wasn't super on board with. Right now I'm landing on a 4-star area, a 3.75 to a 4 for Every Summer After. And then my lowest rated average rating on Goodreads out of my TBR for the month was Shatter Me. I actually really enjoyed this. I read this so quickly. I don't know if it's because it's dystopian, which I hadn't read in so long, but it brought me back to my Hunger Games era when I was obsessed with Hunger Games and just that kind of world. And it was very poetic and metaphorical, which at first I wasn't sure about, but I also dystopian is so interesting because there was some stuff talked about in this book that I was thinking low-key that could actually happen. That could literally end up being our world. So dystopian really intrigues me, and I ended up really enjoying this book. There were some parts that were a little bit cheesy, which if you've read it, you might feel the same way, but if you can look past some of the cheesiness in it, it's a really good book, and I'm so excited to read on in the series. I think I've got 5 more books in this series, although I was looking at the back of the book and there's a bunch of them. I think a lot of them are the novellas and stuff like that, but anyway, so I really enjoyed this. I am so excited to pick up the second book and see where it goes from where I ended off. I flew through this book. I haven't read a book so quickly in such a long time. I think I would give this one, I'm still thinking on it, but I think I would give this one, do I want to give it a 4-star? I think I'm feeling like a 4 to a 4.25 for this one. I really, really liked it. And I don't know if it's just like because of the change of pace, because I haven't read dystopian in so long, or because it was fast paced. I don't know. It was so good. And this whole reading vlog, this little challenge was such a good time. I enjoyed it so much. And I think it's fun being able to compare two completely different books. I don't know if I'm being crazy and just like rating pretty high, but I'm thinking like a 3.75 for this one and like a 4.25 for this one. So I would recommend both of these books. I enjoyed them so much. And if you have read either of these books, let me know your thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, let me know what you're doing this week. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.